You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Welcome, everyone. We're going to explore today how everything's getting rewired, software, business, even how we think. It's kind of a shortcut to the cutting edge with some surprising stuff you won't want to miss.
Absolutely. We'll be touching on, how software's value is changing, some really clever strategies companies are using, and even the psychology behind why we click what we click.
Okay, so let's jump right in. This whole idea of software value, it's not what it used to be, is it?
Not at all. It went from buying a license, I think old school Microsoft Office, to paying for what it enabled, maybe like Adobe's Creative Suite.
Right.
But now, especially with AI, it's really shifting towards what the software actually does.
Yeah.
The output.
So like OpenAI charging per token, you pay for the result.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
It's value tied directly to the action, the output.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of companies are sort of struggling because their old payment models just don't fit this anymore.
And the speed is just,
Right.
wow. Look at Fireworks AI, $4 billion valuation seemingly overnight.
Well, yeah, because they nailed high performance, cheaper AI inference, especially for open source models. They're making powerful stuff more accessible, thanks to partners like Google Cloud and NVIDIA, too.
But there's a catch, isn't there? AI can still be super expensive, which is why we see these limits on unlimited plans.
That's the big challenge. You've seen the backlash, right?
Yeah.
Anthropic's Claude Max, Cursor, Windsurf, people hitting usage walls.
Yeah, especially developers. Interrupting that flow state with a paywall, that's just killer for productivity.
Totally. And honestly, it's going to look ridiculous in a few years when these models get much cheaper and true unlimited use is, actually feasible.
Okay, so some are struggling, but others are navigating this really well. Let's talk about product market fit. The story behind Linear is pretty wild.
Oh, it's fantastic. The founder, Kerry Saarinen, apparently hated Jira so much at Airbnb
Huh, I've heard that.
that he built his own little Chrome extension just for his team, like 100 people. And that became Linear.
So how did they go from that to, where they are now? It wasn't just the idea, right?
No, their approach was really unique. They'd spent a whole year just talking to people, validating the idea in bars, apparently. Then, super controlled access, like a 10,000-person wait list, but they only let in 10 people a week, handpicked.
Wow, really curated.
Yeah, total focus on quality, getting the experience right. They prioritize these opinionated defaults, making smart choices for the user over just chasing growth numbers.
Yeah.
And they hit profitability with only 80 employees.
Yeah.
Led to that huge valuation.
That focus on quality over quantity. It's a strong lesson. But what about being upfront with costs? GitHub had that interesting experiment, didn't they?
They did, the $1 million experiment. It was kind of funny because most developers didn't even know GitHub had paid features.
Right. They were almost too subtle.
Exactly.
Mm.
So they did a redesign, inspired by Grammarly, actually. Just made it super clear. Here's the free stuff, here's the paid stuff, here's who it's for. Use language developers understood.
And the result, people weren't put off.
Quite the opposite. Paid conversions jumped 35%. That added over $1 million in ARR. It just proves, be honest, respect your users' intelligence, and clarity actually boost business.
Okay, so strategy is one thing, but let's pivot to our brains for a second. This mere urgency effect, it rings so true. Why do we answer some trivial text right away, but put off a really important work task? I know I do that all the time.
Well, we all do. There's that great experiment with Hershey's Kisses. Offer a small reward, not much interest, add a totally arbitrary 10-minute deadline to get it. Suddenly, everyone wants it.
Just the pressure of time.
Exactly. And it shows why defaults matter so much in design. If you think about AI agents, they're not going to sit there customizing settings. They'll use the default. So those defaults need to guide towards what's actually important, not just what feels urgent.
That's a really crucial point for the future. So thinking about that future, are AI agents going to kill off things like Salesforce, the big systems of record?
It's a popular prediction, but David Peterson makes a compelling counter-argument. He says agents still need rules, permissions, constraints. You still need that underlying system of record to provide the guardrails.
Okay, so Salesforce isn't dead, but maybe its role changes.
Precisely. The value, the pricing power, it shifts. It's less about just storing the data and more about the work done using that data. So the winners probably won't be the old guard just trying to lock down data. They'll likely be new systems of intelligence built from the ground up for this AI-driven world without all the legacy baggage. focused on enabling the work itself.
Wow. Okay, so we've gone from how software even sells itself now to why we procrastinate to what the future of massive platforms might look like. It definitely makes you think about your own digital habits and tools.
For sure. And maybe here's a final thought to chew on. As AI keeps changing everything, maybe the biggest innovation isn't just another feature. Maybe it's designing systems that really get human psychology, that help us fight that mere urgency thing and actually focus on what matters, making technology work better for us, not just at us.
Spoken Tech for your ears.